I want to know who you are and why you're videotaping this right now.
You probably want to get a supervisor or somebody higher up.
Sure, here's my sergeant. He's coming out right now.
Move to the sidewalk, we'll be fine. No problems whatsoever, and we'll get out of here, and that's it.
Protection. So that's fine. But you don't understand.
Northeast Regional Corrections.
Which I am not on.
You are, okay?
I am on public access.
If you'd like, we'll even check.
In a tense encounter, a police officer demands identification from a civilian filming near a state police facility, claiming that the act of videotaping is suspicious. The civilian, however, stands his ground, citing his legal right to film in public without suspicion of a crime. As the situation escalates, the officer's sergeant steps in, shutting down the officer's demands and acknowledging the civilian's right to remain unidentified. This moment of confrontation highlights the importance of understanding one's rights, especially when interacting with law enforcement.
If you want my name, I'll give you everything. Who are you?
I don't need to provide that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
If I'm asking you who you are and why you're videotaping our facility, you have to provide me with some kind of identification. So do you have any identification?
To require identification under the law, you need to be able to articulate a crime that I'm about to commit or I have committed.
Okay. You're going around, you're videotaping our state police facility for no apparent reason, and if I'm asking you who you are, you have to provide me with identification.
I don't have to, no.
It's just like anything else.
No, it's not.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
In fact, your public information officer already has dealt with this here, and so has a few other officers, so...
I don't care who's dealt with it. I'm asking you for identification because I want to know who you are right now. Well, and I want to know what your reason is for videotaping our facility.
Well, first of all, Supreme Court has covered that filming out in public is perfectly legal.
I don't care what the
And that is not a suspicion of crime, so therefore you have no suspicion of crime.
Listen, you can cite whatever you want.
Right.
Why are you videotaping? That's what I'm asking right now.
I don't have to answer that.
Well, I want to see a form of identification, identifying who you are, why you're outside my facility right now videotaping us.
I don't have to provide that either.
Why not? Why do you feel that you do not have to perform any form of
Because that's the law.
No, it's not. If
yes,
you're out here and I want to know why you're videotaping our facility and you have to provide me some form of identification, you just can't come and walk away anytime you want and just come up with your things and fly them over our lot. I want to know who you are and why you're videotaping this right now.
You probably want to get a supervisor or somebody higher up.
Sure, here's my sergeant. He's coming out right now.
Well, and he'll tell you.
Okay, no problem. Hey, Len. He was flying the drone out in front, videotaping. All I'm doing is asking for a form of identification so we can identify who he is. He's refusing.
Go to your first sergeant, not a problem. Not a problem.
He can videotape as much as he wants. We don't have to get any form of identification.
He can videotape, not a problem.
All right.
Okay.
So you were wrong?
Huh?
You were wrong?
According to my sergeant, yes, I was.
So you learned something today, that's good.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'll pretty sure. Have a good day.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Right now with the drones, there's a lot of this. I said sorry for the inconvenience. Right now with the drones, there's a lot of, I guess you could say, I wouldn't say misinformation, but it's an area that we're not used to dealing with. All right?
Well, that's apparent. I've dealt with your troopers already on this.
Yeah, I'm sure you have it. Not a problem. That's why he came out here. I saw that he was talking to you, so.
You probably should educate them a little bit more on it. It's going to be a more...
It's kind of an area that's new to everybody, and until they have legislation on it.
Which there is none.
Right. So sorry for the inconvenience, okay?
Alrighty, have a good one.
This exchange serves as an important lesson for everyone. When you're approached by law enforcement, knowing your rights can protect you from unlawful demands. The officer's misunderstanding of the law was corrected by his sergeant, proving that standing up for your rights can lead to the right outcome. It's crucial to remain calm, assert your legal protections, and understand that public filming is a right, not a crime. The video begins with the creator introducing themselves as they arrive at the Georgia Port Authority's Garden City Terminal. They explain their purpose of filming in public to exercise their First Amendment rights, and the video shows their observations of the port area with a variety of trucks and containers. The creator mentions having their dog Percy with them for the day as they document the scene and begin to film in public spaces.
Come here, Percy, I want you to sit. Percy, sit.
I'm recording.
Percy, sit. Good girl. Hi there. Okay, what is your name?
I'm Corporal Daniel Taviso.
Hi, Corporal.
Normally when someone's out here walking around, kind of concerned about safety and all that. That's the only reason why I'm out here.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I'm out here, just concerned about safety because of all the truck traffic and all that stuff.
Right.
It's the only thing I'm concerned about. Obviously, it's a very dangerous thing.
Right, well, I'm well out of the way.
And that's it.
Okay.
Like I said, I just want to make sure that everybody's
safe. And
Oh,
that,
sure,
so.
sure.
Can I ask your name if you don't mind?
Why do you need my name?
Because I gave you my name. Just
Oh.
trying to be courteous, professional.
Oh,
that's all.
okay.
And first name is fine.
No, that's okay.
Or you can say whatever.
You can call me Mrs. Public.
Mrs. Public.
Yes.
And that's
Percy.
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 I got $2 of my own. Now, like I said, the only reason we're calling out here is just making sure that you're in the same location because obviously I'm just truck traffic. But I got my supervisor around. So
Okay.
His name is Lieutenant Ryan. So until then, I'm just gonna hang tight over here.
Okay, cool. Lieutenant Ryan's en route. Yes.
Lieutenant Ryan, we're both with the Port Authority.
Hello, Lieutenant.
How you doing? Yes. The concern is you're on private property, state property. It is considered private. So at this point, you are trespassing. However, move to the sidewalk, you'll be fine. No problems whatsoever, and we'll get out of here, and that's it.
Okay.
It'll be a lot safer. That's
I'm sorry, well, I can't. I'm having
safer.
Safer for who?
For you. For you.
Oh,
because
well,
you're
you don't need to be concerned about my safety.
we do have to.
Well, no, not really. No, not really.
But, like I said, this is state property. It's considered private property.
Why is it considered private property if it's state property? How can that work?
Because this entity, the Port of Savannah, is your presence here has to have some type of business related to the port.
Okay, I do have business related to the port. I'm filming.
And you can do that, but if you just move over to the sidewalk, everything will be fine. It'll be perfectly fine. We'll leave.
Okay.
And we have procedures if you want to come out here
Yes.
and film. You can contact corporate communications.
I give you phone numbers and they'll
Give you
take
phone
you on
numbers.
there and you can
Okay.
film what you want to.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
as long as you get permission, I mean, we're all good to go.
yeah, gosh,
Any way we can.
I don't know what to say about that because, yeah, I mean, if a law enforcement agency is going to do a drug bust, they don't call the drug dealer and say, hey, we're coming, you better tidy up, you know? Why would I call anybody to tell? Why would I call anybody and tell them I am coming? Why? Why would I do that?
So you can get permission to come on.
I don't need permission.
Like I said, right here is considered private. I'm just letting you know. This is considered private.
It's private property
You could just
by the
move over there.
state.
Where's that?
I still don't understand how you can get private property from a state agency. How does that work? How does that work?
Listen, I'm just telling you what the deal is right now. Like I said, you just move over into the even in the grass area.
Okay.
And it's not just that. Okay, the biggest thing is, like I said, even though you say we don't need to be concerned with your safety, it's a very dangerous intersection. It really is. And I've seen, especially that bridge right there, if a truck goes out of control, it's going to go to the right situation. And like I said, with that bridge and all these trucks coming in here, I'm just concerned about something happening with one of those trucks or anything, and you may get hurt. And that's it. If you can respect that, I would.
Oh, well,
If you can.
you know,
You don't have to.
I could tell you not to run with scissors. You know, I feel like that's my concern for your safety as well. Don't run with scissors. And I think I'm perfectly, hold on. Percy, sit, pretty girl, good dog. Like I said, I still, am I breaking any laws by standing here?
Now you're on private property.
You think you're breaking any laws? Standing on private property?
Well, the first concern I have is this
Do you
is
think you're breaking any laws?
no, and I can't
So if I
quite
come
wrap.
and stand on your property,
Excuse me,
am I breaking any laws?
that's private property.
No, it isn't.
Yes. You could film it from a public place, I'm sure, and that would be legitimate. That'd be perfectly within your rights, huh?
Exactly the point.
Right. This is publicly accessible. So I'm pretty sure that I'm well within my rights to stay right here. I have not gone past your no entry signs, storage, you know, hazardous, you know, unauthorized. It's pretty clear.
is private property, and right now you're trespassing, okay? If you were to just move a few feet that way, everything will be fine, and we'll leave and do what you need to accomplish without hindrance, okay? But this is private property, you are trespassing.
Okay.
So I need to issue a criminal trespass warning. That's all I'm saying is that I'm just officially telling you
Okay.
that you are trespassing.
Okay.
Okay, and you're not going to give me your name at all.
Oh, no. Mrs. Public is fine. But I still need to know what law I'm breaking by being right here.
Right now you're not, but when I tell you that you are trespassing and you continue to trespass, then you're breaking misdemeanor.
Okay. Well, unless I've committed some crime, you can't trespass me from public property.
What I'm going to do is issue a criminal trespass.
Okay, but you can't trespass me from a public place until I have committed a crime.
Right. And now I'm telling you.
What crime have I committed?
You're trespassing at this point.
But you can't trespass me until I've committed a crime.
Right. And I'm going to give you official notice that you are trespassing and that you're not supposed to be at this right location.
Okay, well, this
Once you
is
receive
public, owned by the state, right? We've got that clear, right?
Once you receive that.
I'm sorry?
Did you report the sign over here?
Yes, I did.
Who invited you here?
I'm not in that area.
That's a matter. It's more property.
Yes, which is owned by the state.
Right.
And I'm not obstructing any entrance or exits. I'm not interfering with anybody's business.
Standing over here, don't think you're distracting somebody's driving.
Well, I can't.
What happens if they have a wreck?
I can't hear you.
What happens if they have a wreck?
Well, I can't be responsible for their. I can't be responsible for their behavior.
You be responsible for yours.
Exactly. I'm responsible for my behavior. And right now, I am engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. Now, Title 18 U.S. Code 242 is going to tell you that by interfering with my constitutionally protected activity, that you will lose your qualified immunity and become subject to prosecution yourself. Anyone acting under any color of law that interferes with a citizen's civil rights can be charged with a felony, fined, and imprisoned, or both. So, U.S. Code 242, you're interfering with my rights. I'm perfectly within my rights to stay right here. Well within.
We're going to make a phone call.
Alrighty. Yeah, what's the word, man? What's the word? What?
We're right over there. That's it.
I'm sorry?
We're just over there.
Oh, okay.
We're just over there.
So, what about all the things that you told me? About it being private property and trespass and... Okay. So... Okay, well I'm like waiting on you guys to give me an answer. Yeah.
It's private property.
Right, well, you walked away saying, well, let me make some phone calls because, I mean... okay. Okay, yeah, I inferred from that you were going to come back with me with, you know, some kind of decision. And I've been waiting here for you. You know, y'all approached me, and so I'm not going to go run off.
No.
You know.
Like I said, it's still private property.
Okay, okay, well, y'all can go back to work. You don't have to, you know, hang around me. I'm out. The only threat I pose is my camera. And, you know.
I'm not threatened.
Okay.
I hope you're not threatened by me.
Huh?
You're not threatened by me, I hope.
Oh, no, not at all. No, not at all. But, you know, y'all can go back to work. I'm...
The chassis bundle's right there.
What is it called?
It's called the chassis bundle. The bundle off the chassis.
Oh, okay.
I got a Sharpay.
In the closing moments, the creator reflects on the interaction with the officers, noting that they were approached and questioned, but remained firm in their right to film in public. Despite being told it was private property, the creator asserts that the area is publicly accessible and protected by the First Amendment. After some back and forth with the officers, including a discussion about safety and the reason for the filming, the creator ultimately decides to wrap up the situation. They express appreciation for the officer's professionalism, but stand by their right to film. The video ends with the creator acknowledging the officer's attempts to challenge them and concluding with a final shot of the scene before leaving. The video begins with a Little Rock police officer approaching a vehicle, where he explains that the reason for the traffic stop is due to the driver allegedly flipping him off. The officer questions the driver and requests her identification while not providing any clear reasoning for why this action would lead to a violation of the law.
All right, so when y'all, which car did y'all pull over? This one? The first one?
No, this one right here.
Okay.
That's her sister's car.
So she was the passenger?
She was the driver. Her daughter's in the back seat. She wasn't in the car. She was in that car right there.
I'm her sister.
Okay.
I'm not being offensive at all, so I don't know.
You're fine. I'll be there to speak with you in just a minute. Let me hard him real quick, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, I just made a stop.
Wait, so y'all are this south on John Barrow?
Going south on John Barrow. She flew me out the window, flew me up. So, okay, I'm
Did she was the driver? Had she have her like arm out the window?
Yes.
Anybody else in the car other than the daughter?
Daughter in the back seat.
Was she wearing her seatbelt?
I didn't see it.
Say it again?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Okay.
But so I make a stop. Don't make contact with her. What's going on? What's she flipping us out for? Just this nice, sincere. I'm like, what you flipping us out for? Yeah, then she got her phone. I'm like, okay, can I get your driver's license? She got that on. Let me get your driver's license. So I said, okay, I got that all for you. She get the registration. I'm like, let me get your registration. I said, oh, you pulling off a black actress. And then I looked at the name. That's when I went to the car and I made contact with y'all. I was like, okay. She's been around there. If she was clean, I'm gonna get my stuff back and let her. It's like, hey, all police ain't bad. That's all it's gonna be. She got out the car before I could even jump out the car and say, here go your stuff back. She got out the car, started a whole bunch of cars lined up. Oh, he's pulling up a black actress, everybody get his name. She yelling around, she running around, she jumping between my car, she behind my car. So now I don't know what you got, you behind my car, you behind all these other cars. I'm gonna tell you, she's still yelling. Get in the car, okay. Now for to register for disorderly conduct, because you've been acting crazy this whole time when I could just, hey, here you go. You go about your business.
Okay.
It wasn't about activism. Nothing. It was just there.
Was Nelson with you the whole time?
Yeah, Nelson saw running around because Nelson got on the radio and was like, that's when he heard.
Yeah, he called out the traffic stop.
Like, hey,
all right, let me hard him real quick.
And Nelson,
did you say she was stopping traffic and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put my hands. I'm putting hands on her because I'm putting her trying to put her phone down, trying to put her in handcuffs.
Okay. Hey, let me hard. So what? So south on Barrow. Did she like pass y'all?
Well, I passed her. I didn't know who she was. I passed her. I was going to the car wash.
Sure.
Up in her salon place, getting ready to make a traffic stop. So that's when I flipped around.
Okay.
I was waiting right there trying to get in, but traffic backed up. So I saw her get out the car. I guess someone was running her information and whatnot.
Okay, but you weren't there for like the initial stop and stuff. But she was acting all like trying to block traffic and stuff and yelling and stuff afterwards.
Well, no, she's in front of his car. As far as blocking traffic, I believe that's just how she was screaming and hollering. Of course, just decided to stop and kind of report. So that's where the traffic came in. But she wasn't necessarily blocking traffic herself. Just the situation itself. Cars wanted to stop and report.
Okay. I'll be right with you.
She's going to jail?
Well, I'll be right back with you. Stand by. Hey, sir. So here's where we're at. So the violation that he pulled her over for was he believed that her flipping him off was a violation, and it's not. So the original stop. Hey, Jayla. So here's where we're at. I understand how she acted afterwards and everything.
Yeah.
And that probably did fit the statute.
Yeah.
The issue is the flip off is not good PC.
Okay.
It's a First Amendment protection. That's fine. But you don't understand. So working around, that you understand that we'll write it up as a training thing. Obviously, you weren't aware of that, and we'll go over it and everything. So,
The supervisor intervenes, clarifying that the officer's reasoning for the stop was incorrect. The supervisor explains that the act of flipping someone off is protected under the First Amendment and no law was broken. The officer is informed that this situation is a training issue, and it concludes with the supervisor assuring the driver that proper steps will be taken to educate the officer on the law. The video ends with the officer acknowledging his mistake and the situation being resolved. In a tense exchange in Minnesota, a man enjoys a peaceful walk on a public access road, but finds himself questioned by law enforcement who claim he's trespassing on government property. Despite his calm insistence that he's only on public land, the officers argue otherwise, trying to force him to leave. The man stands firm, asserting his rights under the law, even as he's told he could be trespassed for simply being there. This encounter raises critical questions. When is it okay to film and walk in public spaces, and when are we being unlawfully detained?
Great day, isn't it?
Could be, depends.
Okay. What's your name, partner?
Not giving that out.
Okay, hold on there.
Am I being detained?
You are.
For what?
Well, this is government property. This is actually a correctional facility. Are you aware of that?
Okay.
Are you aware that this
Is this
a
public
correctional
access?
facility? No, it is not.
It's not.
It is
Well,
not.
where's that marked?
It is marked at the entrance to the road. It is marked as correctional facility, and it's marked as no trespassing.
There was a no trespassing sign on the woods, nowhere else.
If you'd like, I'll take you back there and I'll show you the
I'm
sign.
walking that way.
Okay, sure. So, so I'll need an ID, please.
That's not going to happen. I haven't broken any laws.
Okay, well, you're not allowed to be here. You've been asked to leave.
And that's what I'm doing.
Okay, excellent. I'd appreciate that if that happens. So just so you're aware, and I'm just going to let you know what's going on here. This is a correctional facility. The facility's on lockdown because of your presence here.
Okay.
You cannot be here. This is, in fact, government property, as you said, but it's not public property.
And again, nowhere is that marked. Nowhere is it marked.
It is.
First of all, they have a visitor center up there, clearly marked.
Visitation, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Which makes this a public access road, which means that if I can be on it, I can take pictures from it.
Okay, so I believe, and I can't say with certainty, but I believe they have visitation times. Did they identify that with you?
No.
Okay. Well, if you want, we can talk to
No,
staff.
not interested. I wasn't interested in visiting. I'm interested in taking pictures.
Okay, and they asked you to leave?
And that is what I'm doing.
Okay, but I think you've been here for quite a while.
I couldn't say to that.
So, what's that?
I couldn't say to that.
You don't know what the time is?
No.
Do you have a time on your phone?
I'm currently recording.
Okay, that's fine. So I think you've been here for a little while, and the reason I don't want to be confrontational or anything
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
not trying to be either.
Just having a conversation. But
Took a walk, taking some pictures.
The reality is when you've been asked to leave, we have the responsibility to leave, and this is a correctional facility.
Okay, this is not a correctional facility. This is a public access road.
This property is owned by the Northeast Regional Corrections.
Which is owned by St. Louis County.
Yes.
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 This is listed on the survey map as public access.
Okay.
See those telephone poles?
I do.
That's public access. That means I have the right to walk this road.
Okay.
That means I have the right to take pictures from this road.
Okay.
I didn't trespass. I didn't go on their property. I did not go off the public access.
Okay. Well, the information that I have, and I haven't had an opportunity to talk to them, is that you were walking around the main building, the correctional
That would be the wrong
itself.
information. I've stayed to this road.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm asking you to leave now. So if we can, let's stick to the public access. If in fact.
And I already informed you that's what I was doing, right?
All right. Yep.
Okay. So why are you asking me to do something I already told you I was doing?
I'm just reinforcing that this is the idea we're trying to drive towards. Let's get off the property, please.
I'm off the property. That's the point I'm making. I'm not on their property.
We're leaving, okay?
You are?
No, you and we, all of us, we're all going to leave the property together. Okay?
I'll go when I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I believe I have every right to be here.
I'm afraid it's not your choice, okay? I'm asking you to
St.
leave.
Louis County.
I'm asking you to leave a
If you're asking,
property.
if you're asking, I'm refusing that request.
Okay. I am telling you to leave.
By what authority are you telling me to leave public property?
I'm a law enforcement officer. And
Okay.
I'm telling you to leave a correctional facility.
I'm not in a correctional
facility. Your presence here has
facility.
caused enough disturbance to create a lockdown situation at the
That's
correctional
not
facility.
my problem.
It is your problem. Okay. Now
It's
they
not.
have
I
interpreted
haven't.
your actions.
I have not gone anywhere. The public is not allowed to be. Their interpretation of my actions is not my responsibility.
Is not necessarily being caused by. It's being caused by what you've done.
What did I do?
But it's not necessarily your intent. Okay. Right.
My intent was to take pictures.
Okay.
That was it.
And we've established that. I
Yep.
get that. So.
Again, have I broken any laws for you to asking me to leave public property?
Let me put it to you this way: if you walk into any kind of business or anything like that, and the manager asks you to leave and you refuse, are you
It's
in
a
violation of
privately
statute?
owned business. And he asked me to leave and I refused to leave.
Yes.
Then I could be trespassed off the property.
Yes.
At which point in time, if I go back on the property, I've broken a law.
Right.
Okay?
So I'm asking
So
you to leave.
which property would you be trespassing me off of?
The Northeast Regional Corrections
Which I am
property.
not on.
You are, okay?
I
If
am
you'd
on
like,
public
I'll show
access.
you on my map. If you'd like, we'll even check out my map.
Do you know
I'll
how to
show you
look up the
flat-
survey map?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I have
Go ahead and
in
look
my
at
computer.
Go ahead and look it up and you'll see that this is a public access road. The plows come down here, the power comes down here.
Yes, the plows
Yeah.
are government owned.
Yeah,
Correct.
which means they're publicly owned.
Okay.
I can do the same thing on a St. Louis County where they store the plows. Walk around that all I want.
That is a secured facility as well. It's gated.
Right. Oh, nobody said I could walk into it. I can walk around it on the
right.
public property.
How about, if you don't mind, I think it would be best, I'll walk with you and we can continue our conversation.
I'm not interested in that
and
at
my
all.
partner can get back in the car or whatever, and I'll walk back with you to the sign that identifies this as a correctional facility property, and it also has...
I already
no
saw the
trespass.
sign right up there. It says NERCC. It says Visitor Center.
Yep.
I've already looked it up on the webpage. This is public access. As long as I do not step 16 feet away from the center of the road, I'm on public access.
Okay, I'm asking you to leave.
Again, if you're asking, I am denying that request until I am ready to go.
Okay.
5357.
Thank you. You, sir?
I haven't said anything.
Okay.
But, it's Deputy Bennett, 5346.
Who are you, ma'am?
I'm an intern.
Okay.
So, are you planning on leaving now?
When I'm ready to.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you don't leave, you can be arrested for not leaving a property after being told to do so.
And again, which property am I on?
You're on the NERCC property.
Am I within 16 feet of the center line of the road?
It's a private road as far as I'm
It's not. It's a public access road. As stated on the St. Louis County survey map.
Paperwork showing that?
I don't need paperwork showing that. All I need to do is know
I
that
just want you to show me that, so then I have something to go off.
Go look it up. It's on the St. Louis County survey map.
Road. This is a driveway
Right.
to the building.
It is a public road. It is named, is it not?
I could go
Power
on
lines
my,
going up here.
I could go on my property, punch in the road.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with it. If you have doubt of what I'm saying, please look it up.
So what are you doing here today?
I've already gone over this.
I'm just curious because I just got
Okay,
here.
that's nice.
So, are you not willing to talk to me right now?
No. I'm surrounded by 3 armed individuals and an unknown female.
Well, it goes to say that we're armed, of course, because we're law enforcement officers. There's no...
And you're on...
Okay.
You're
Yeah, I understand that. Doesn't make me feel secure, though, does it?
Okay. Well, you're just like everybody else, and I'm here, of course, for your protection, as well as everybody else's.
My
But at
protection
this
is not your responsibility. The Supreme Court's already ruled on that.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's correct, but let's start moving it out towards the road, okay?
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm requesting that you move
Okay.
towards the road. Mungershaw Road. We are on Abrahamson Road. You're not to be
Mhm.
here, okay?
Okay.
This is government facility, Northeast Regional Corrections.
That's government facility.
That's all it is.
Again.
That's all is right
This
here.
is all.
Okay.
All right.
So you're telling me as a citizen, I'm not allowed to walk nor drive up this road?
Correct. At this time, you've been requested to leave.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you get all his info?
No.
So did
And I told you I was leaving until you detained me, right? Have you told me I'm free to go?
Your time, please. I've asked
Okay.
you several times.
So if I'm
please
free
make
to
it
go,
towards
I'm
the
free to stay, correct?
road. No.
Did the staff here ask you to leave?
No, they did not.
They did not ask you to leave.
Nope. They told me it was government property. They told me I wasn't supposed to be here. They never asked me to leave. So he said I was free to go, correct? Anybody else detaining me?
No, we're investigating, so you're detained right now.
Oh, I am detained.
Yes.
And what reason am I being detained for?
We're investigating why you're here. And
It's not my responsibility to help you with your investigation. Have I committed a crime? Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Trespassing.
I can't
That's
be
it.
trespassed unless I'm asked to leave and I refuse to do so.
You already did that.
No, I
we
did
just
not
spoke
refuse
you.
to.
We just spoke to you.
I did
You
not
said,
refuse
I'm
to.
not leaving.
That's not what I said.
That's exactly what you
Nope.
said. So
I said, go ahead, I will leave when I'm ready to. Which as soon as the armed individual surrounding me stopped surrounding me, I would have been on my way.
okay.
So am I allowed to go on my way?
No.
Really?
Correct.
So what crime do you suspect me of committing?
Trespassing. So
You
that's
suspect
where
me
I'm
of
gonna leave it
committing
at.
trespassing.
You can repeat
Okay.
yourself over and over again. That's what we're
So at what point was I trespassed?
recording right now?
Always.
Okay, good.
Can I get your name and badge number?
5296.
Thank you, Sergeant.
What's your name?
I already gave it to this individual here.
Okay, so you've been told you have to leave?
He's in the process of trespassing me, correct?
Okay. All right. So that's what's happening now. So you need to leave.
I thought I was getting paperwork.
Checking his identity right now.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, if I was free to go, I'd be leaving.
Okay.
I've been told I was detained.
There's some kind of website or something? Is that the thing? Good Citizen of the North? Is that you? Yeah?
Do I get paperwork for being trespassed? Okay.
Yeah, NERCC will send you something.
Oh, they're going to send it through the mail?
I'll have to talk to them and see what their process is.
Oh, okay.
So that's not you, Good Citizen of the North? You don't, is that you or?
I'm not answering any more questions. I provided all the information I'm required to.
So you are going to get trespassed
Okay.
for a year.
Okay.
They're going to send you something in the mail.
They're sending it in the mail?
Yep.
Okay.
All right?
All right. We good?
We're good.
Am I free to go?
You are free. Please leave the property.
Have a great day, gentlemen. Ladies.
The key takeaway from this encounter is clear. Always stand your ground when faced with unlawful detainment and assert your rights, especially when dealing with public spaces. The officer's lack of knowledge about the law didn't stop the man from holding firm to his position. In situations like this, being well-versed in your rights is your best defense, ensuring that those in power cannot trample on them without consequence.